Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com. Welcome to the podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be with Hector Alvarado from Optimize Business Systems, which helps owner-dependent businesses become more scalable, sellable, and self-managing with a focus on smoother operations, stronger leadership, accountability, and systems that reduce founder bottlenecks. Hector, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Seth. Thanks for having us here.
Our pleasure. Let's go back in time. How'd you get started?
Yeah, I've been in business for over 27 years, managing and leading teams across the country. And what I noticed through all the corporate world that I had the exposure to was the small, medium business owner struggles every single day, right? They're out there trying to make ends meet, and they just don't have the systems to get them out of the bottlenecks that they sometimes get themselves into. And so we built OBS for that specific purposes, and it's to really give them a fully integrated framework that is going to get them out of the stuck and that will allow them to scale the right way.
Awesome. So let's talk about the problems that you're helping them solve.
Yeah, the clarity, people issues, the cash flow issues. We see these small to medium-sized businesses. They're like $1 to $20 million in revenue, and they built something like it's there, it's legit, but they can't scale. Everything flows up to the owner, and now he or she is stuck with trying to do it all. They haven't built second-line leaders. They don't have internal processes. And most importantly, like this business is really worth nothing if not for the owner being in the business every day. So the problem we're solving is we're giving their time back to that business owner and developing their second line leaders, creating process and allowing this business to be scalable and sellable.
You talk about helping owners get out of the day-to-day chaos. And what does that look like when you first walk in?
Oh man, we've seen it all. We've seen owners that are on the brink of bankruptcy, right? On just ready to give up, and we've got internal teams that are bickering, and just processes that are broken, the complete chaos. And I'm not talking about this for like the 20 million. I'm talking about the little guys, the guys between 1 to 15 million, right? Where they think they have something, but it's not there, and sometimes the owner is just blind to it. And so what we find, it's hard to get the owner to see it through because there's a sense of pride. So when we come in, we have to be strategic. We have to be able to understand the broader pictures, the broader issues, and then bring it to that leadership team and start to provide role clarity, give them the structure that they need. And then we let them go to work and really just be there to support them through the journey.
Was there a moment in your own journey, in your own career, when you realized the systems are what separate a successful business and a scalable business from a stressful one?
Yeah, absolutely. I was working with Willys Trucking at the time, and I was fortunate to be their vice president of operations. And I joined this team, great organization, doing $20 million in revenue and losing millions on the other end. And it was like the light went off. I'm like, you know what? This can't be it. Like, the people here are working their butts off, but we don't have the structure. We don't have the processes. So collectively with the ownership team and the leadership team, we went to town, really focused on doing those things, having our core values be the leading indicators of how we fire, how we hire, putting internal processes to really fix some of the clarity issues that we had. And then you saw the turnaround. It was slow at first, but once it got going, man, it was amazing to see. And we were able to exit this business with a really good multiplier.
What do you think most business owners misunderstand about working on the business as opposed to working in the business?
Yeah, most business owners just don't understand the priority behind and the strategy, I should say, behind taking that clarity break, stepping away and really giving it enough thought and time to look strategically at the gaps. When you're in the weeds, when you're in the business every single day, your time goes into firefighting and you're putting out those live fires versus when you take a step back and you look at it from an elevated view. Now you get to see it. Now you get to see operations as breaking over here because XYZ. They're understaffed. They don't understand the process. Or we've entered relationships that sales sold that didn't set us up internally for success, right? But you have to be able to take a step back and look at the entire board to understand where you're going to position your chess pieces. Otherwise, you're just in it and you're missing so much of the activity. So for me, it's important that they have that structure, that they prioritize taking the step back and making it a routine of every 3 months, 90 days, we look to just look at what's happening on the business and we go work on that.
How can a founder or an owner or a CEO tell if they're the bottleneck in their own company?
Oh man, it's easy. It's easy. When you're living work every single day, 20 plus hours a day, you are the bottleneck. You have not developed people in your organization to take that off you. You've not delegated, you've not created the right structure and the right second line leaders.
Why do we struggle to let go even when we know we need to?
Ego. It's 100% ego, Seth. You built the company, you go in it, it's your baby. I get it. I get it. It's pride, right? It's what connects you, gives you identity. And so when you have to start letting go of the vine, when you start having to delegate and you appear to lose control, it's that check-in that happens, and most owners struggle with that because they believe that the business will go away from them. And what we teach them is that that's the opposite. In fact, the business will grow. You've hired managers for a reason. You've hired supervisors, not stupidvisors, right? And so you need to be able to let them do what you've hired them to do. And if you've made the right hires, then these are by nature pretty straightforward. You just have to let people run and do their jobs.
Absolutely. How do you help a founder move from being the hero of the business to being the architect?
Yeah, and it's providing that structural clarity and saying, look, your business is doing this. You've got this many goals. Realize that your skill set, your passion, your value is now transitioning from doing to strategy work because this is where you add more value. You've got the framework now. Now let's go to work on the strategic approach.
When you say business systems,
Mhm.
what do you mean beyond software or SOPs?
Yeah, we're talking about the real stuff. We're talking about how do you develop your leaders? How do you create execution internally? How do you provide clarity so that all of these systems become consistent and they're not just an SOP or a check the box. These become real in your DNA of your company so that again, they're built for the long term. Whether you have people coming and churning, the system stays. The system is the consistent factor.
You mentioned there are three systems every growing business needs to start with and needs to build. What are those?
Yeah, the three systems that are critical for you in any company is understanding your vision, number one. Where are you going? What is your long-term vision? Where is your company going to go? What is it going to achieve? The second system that's super critical is role clarity. And I'm not talking about an org structure. An org structure is boring, outdated, no good. What I'm talking about is actual role clarity, understanding what you're accountable for. What does that role need to look like so that I can be successful? And then the third one, which is critical, is how do you tackle and resolve issues? Most people just have issues that frustrate the crap out of them and they never solve them. So they go into spinning wheels all the time, right? But they don't actually have a process and a real system to discuss, to first identify them, then discuss them, and then go solve them.
How do you know whether a business needs more people, better processes, or clearer leadership?
Yeah. Oh man, that's a tough one because it could be almost all of them. But what I can tell you is that most business problems are like greatly seen to be found in broken systems versus people issues. And what happens in most of my experience that I've seen is you have good people, they have good intentions, but they don't understand their role. They don't understand the clear vision of where the company's going. So they just pull on their own direction. And because they do that, then all of a sudden you're drifting away from where your original goals were intended to be. So the answer really is focus on your systems and process first. As you do that, you'll tackle the people issues. You'll tackle all of the other broken parts of the business.
That makes a lot of sense. How can leaders design the business so the team is not constantly operating in emergency mode?
Yeah, it's about again forward planning and working on the business as regularly as you can. And we like to have a cadence of every 90 days. We teach business owners and leaders that every 90 days you have to get into the room, you have to review what you did. What did you accomplish the last 90 days? And where are you going? Is it still in line with the goals that you set out back in January or December or whenever you do your annual planning? And then be strategic about achieving those through the next 90 days and resetting the right rocks and the right, goals for this upcoming quarter.
You've helped so many businesses. What's your biggest challenge now?
Yeah, and that's really scaling OBS. We see this vision for taking OBS to the small, medium business owners and second line leaders out there and helping them, become successful and watching that grow is really the challenge that we see as the partners and and we're excited for that upcoming challenge.
Awesome. OBS talks about using AI to free owners up for higher value decisions. Where should small businesses start with AI now?
Yeah, great one. I love this one. So for me, AI is all about getting your time back and understanding what's the ROI that you can get from getting your time back, right? And so start playing with the AI tools that are out there. Don't be shy, don't be scared of them. These are going to be the next thing. This is not a fad, right? This is not like something that's going to come and go. Think of this as when the internet first came out. It's not going to go away. So you might as well jump in there, start playing with it, start becoming comfortable with it because every week, every month, these AI tools are evolving and you just don't know what you may be missing out on from a learning cost savings perspective and an overall just business strategy that could help out.
Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
I love helping people. Like that for me is my passion, Seth. Like I I have a hard time saying no. I take on a lot, and it's because I'm encouraged and really moved by watching people be successful. And so, if we can help another business owner get out of the rut, get some clarity, start winning again, like that for me is a success and leaves that fulfillment for me.
Who is an ideal client for you?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, for me, an ideal client is that business owner that has gotten sort of off the ground. They're in that $1 to $20 million range. They understand what their value proposition is, but they can't scale. They just don't know why they can't scale. And so we come in and again, our systems and processes allow them for that scalability.
And for our folks watching or listening, where is the best place for them to go to learn more?
Yeah, definitely at optimizebusinesssystems.com. Find us there. Find us on LinkedIn or your socials, Instagram, YouTube. We have a weekly podcast, the Inner Circle podcast, and that is downloadable on Apple Music, on Spotify, and YouTube. So you can certainly find us there, and we'd be looking forward to connecting.
All right. This has been Seth Greene with Hector Alvarado from Optimized Business Systems. Hector, thanks again for joining us.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
Thanks everybody for watching or listening. We will talk to you or see you next time.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.